Hello everybody, Mark Sullins from Pressure Washing. Today I have a Hydrotech Ant 24 surface cleaner. Everybody out there in the pressure washing world that's ever run one of these knows sometimes when you're pushing it, you gotta walk like a snail. I mean real slow like this right here. Because if you walk normal, you get the spirals. And everybody out there knows what I'm talking about, the spirals in the concrete. So the problem is, with a 24-inch, I soup up surface cleaners. I modify them and I soup them up. So today, for all of you viewers out there, I'm gonna show you my tricks. I'm gonna show you what I do, how we soup them up, and either you can learn from it and do it yourself, or you can bring yours to me and I'll take care of it. If it's out of state, I'll ship it to me and I can modify it. So I'm gonna show you all the little tricks that I do to this surface cleaner today, how I raise the bar up, how I put 40-degree tips on it so you get a wider broadcast to where when I'm done with it, you can walk at a normal fast pace and you can clean concrete and not get no swirls in them. So more to come. I'm gonna unbox it right now and you can see what I'm talking about. I'll set it back up here so you can show you what we got going on. So with Hydrotech, I have talked to the engineers, I have talked to both Pressure Pro and Hydrotech and went over things that I can see that will increase the productivity of a pressure washer and a surface cleaner. So on the surface cleaner, you can see that the tips are literally about 1/4 of an inch from the metal lip right here. So when you're on the ground, you only have this much water spraying. So if you notice right here, I can put my whole hand up underneath the wand. So what I do is I build a 1/2-inch spacer that will bring this piece all the way flush up to here. So when the wand spins, you bring the wand a little bit closer to the deck, you put a 40-degree tip, it broadcasts out wider and you can walk faster. So when I loosen this up, I build a plate out of aluminum that goes right here that will raise this up a 1/2 inch. It will still keep it sealed so you don't have water blowing up, but I'll raise this up, put the tips in, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. More to come. So 4-inch.
Already rolling? No.
All right, guys, so what I'm doing right here, I buy this 4-inch, 1/2-inch aluminum flat bar from Tusker Steel down in Temecula, California. So I cut these little 4x4-inch plates out. I drill a center hole for the swivel to go into, and then I drill them and I mount it back to the deck. So let me get this one cut. Okay, now we're going to show you what we've done. So on the previous video, you see me cutting the plate. So I cut this 1/2-inch aluminum plate for a spacer that goes in between the swivel in here. And this also acts as a block to keep the water from coming up from underneath the bottom when the wands are spraying the water. So we've installed the plate, reinstalled the swivel, hooked the hose up. Now on the bottom, factory, they come with 15-degree. This one is a 2.7 tip. So the pressure washers are 2.5. See if I can find the numbers. Oh, there it is right there. So this one, you can barely see the numbers right there. So what I was telling you before, I took these off. I installed a 40-degree. These are 15-degree. A 15-degree is very narrow. A 40-degree is a wider tip. Wider tip, more area cleaning, walk faster. This is why I soup these up. Because from the factory, you have to walk like a snail and clean. If you start walking fast, you start getting spirals in the concrete. So now, before I could put my whole hand up underneath the wand. Now as you see, I can barely even get my fingers up there and it doesn't hit or spin. So I raised it up a 1/2 inch closer to the deck. I put 40-degree tips on it. Now, before, the tip was all the way down to here. So this tip was down to here and you only had this much room to clean concrete. Now it's all the way back up to here, so it's all the way back up past my knuckle. So we raised it up, got the one reinstalled, put the deck in, everything's bolted down. Now the other thing I do is before, your handlebars won't fall all the way to the floor. Well, you're non-stop having to pick them up and hold them. So what I do is I measure everything off. You can see my little black lanes where I measured it to where it's at perfect ride height. So it's at my hips. I'll take it down and show you in a second. These bolts right here is what the kickstand is for this to sit on top of that. So that way it doesn't fall to the ground. So before I put those in there, it would fall to the ground, so you have to pick it up, you got the weight of the hose, you got the weight of the handles, and you're trying to do that. Now I don't have to. It stays right there. And then if you need to store it, you can lift it up and you can flip it over and you can store it. So now with the handlebars all the way down, they're right here at hip height. You don't want to be leaning forward and you don't want them up high. You want them right here so you're comfortable, you can look forward, you're walking straight. And when you're walking, you're just walking normal. And then when you do your next pass, you turn, you come back, and you do your next pass. So as you're walking up straight, your head's up straight, you're not hunched over to cause your back to get tired. You're just walking normal like you're mowing the yard. The other thing I do is they put an M22 fitting right here from the factory. I don't like it because when you screw your handle on, it comes loose all the time. Plus there's an O-ring in there. It's just another thing that can start leaking. I unscrew all that stuff and I hard mount a trigger gun to the handlebar. That way with the trigger gun mounted here, it's secured, it's tight, it's not going nowhere, it's secure. And when you squeeze your trigger, you're ready to go. So now that I've raised it up, you can walk at a normal pace. So whenever I get my surface cleaners done, this is my pace. I'm walking this fast. And it will not leave a spiral in the concrete, I guarantee it. So all of my surface cleaners, this is how I build my surface cleaners when we're out in the field. We're doing shopping centers, we're doing parking garages, sidewalks. So you want to be able to walk at a normal pace so you can get the job done and get out. You don't want to be walking like a snail. People out there knows what I'm talking about. So if you got any questions, concerns, you need your surface cleaner souped up, you can do it yourself. Or if you need me to do it, give me a shout. Here's my number right here, 951-440-9063. Give me a call. I'll be more than glad to help you or answer any of your questions. Everybody, have a great day. Peace.